everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of What Do You Think, where we will be talking about the fourth episode of Hawkeye. And I love this show so good. That's it. Thank you for
So
joining
good.
us. Now, you you, you are joined here with Jang, Momo, being me, Fez, and Mel. And we're going to be talking about that character that showed up at the end. Obviously,
Oh,
discussions of. I'm going to go a bit into Clint Barton. I thought the character work done here was exceptional. And we're going to review who's bad, who's good. And Fez also just rewatched The Amazing Spider Man 2. And Mel also watched Homecoming and Far From Home for the first time. What the fuck?
ooh, I'm excited to hear.
Uh,
I'm excited to hear your opinions on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're definitely gonna. So let's quickly go through Hawkeye because I don't. There's a lot to talk about, but at the same time, Spider-Man's the real jam, if you will. So let's
Mm.
just get everyone in the room to unmute. And did we all knew it was gonna be Yelena? Because we kind of just guessed it. We knew it was gonna be Yelena,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I knew too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
It's
second
quite obvious. But oh my
yeah.
god.
Mm-hmm.
But when she did pop up, oh my god, how was everyone's reaction? What did you guys? I was like, ah.
I was so hyped when I saw her in the black suit. I was like, this has to be Yelena. This has to be Yelena. I said it like 5,000 times.
Mhm.
And then when she finally took off her mask, I was like, I was really excited
Same,
that
And
she was finally there.
same. Like
and
she
doesn't
didn't
she
need.
look great? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
she didn't need to say anything. Like when she just shook her head, that was just so powerful. And yeah, for me, she was the best
Her
part of the
power.
show.
Can I
Yeah,
just say
I
that
found
Yeah,
it
and
really
oh
funny.
my god,
Yeah, like
Florence Pugh acting is so good. I can't wait. Yeah.
uh,
And oh my
can I
god, can I just add also? Sorry, Mel, you go first. I'm gonna Google something
can
really
I just
quick.
say that like I really like how her hairstyle is becoming such a signature look as well. Like with
Oh,
the
oh
Yes.
yeah, oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's such a Katniss
she is
Everdeen
so
thing, but I
pretty.
love it. Yeah.
But have you guys seen the latest like every week they do a preview of the next week's episode and you get to see a bit more of Florence Pugh and I'm just like, yes, because she
Yeah.
was like when we watched Black Widow, she the thing that we all said coming out was like, oh my god, Yelena, yes, give me more, and we have more over here. So I'm happy to hear you all enjoy that, but I'm not sure if you guys know this, but are you aware of Christopher Nolan, perhaps the greatest filmmaker working today?
Eh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, why?
Mm-hmm.
Interstellar, Inception, Tenet. Okay,
Oh
so
yeah, she's
it was
Yeah.
just
casted,
Yeah.
right? She's casted
yeah,
in
so it
that
was just
new
announced
movie.
yesterday that Florence Pugh and Rami Malek are in the new
Rami
Oh,
Oppenheimer
Malek.
movie. And wait, do you know who else is in
oh,
Oppenheimer? Do you know who else is in Oppenheimer? Does anyone
uh,
want to have a guess? Come, it's too early. It's fine. Uh,
yeah,
Matt
yeah,
Damon,
yeah,
who's
yeah.
going to play the U.S., Killian Murphy, who's going to play Oppenheimer, and Emily Blunt will play the wife. But here's the most
Mm.
interesting thing about Oppenheimer to me. You
Oh.
know who's going to play the villain, if you will?
Is
But
it
don't.
Leo?
Uh,
I'm getting
no, I'm
confused.
gonna find it for you. Okay, so this character to me sounds super interesting. But basically, there's going to be a U.S. senator who's opposed to Oppenheimer because they think he's a communist, if I'm not mistaken. And that role is going to be played by Robert Downey Jr.,
Robert Downey
Iron Man
Jr.
himself.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, I
hey,
remember. Damn,
No.
yeah,
hey.
yeah, that was quite shocking. I'm like, oh,
You remember that, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
that.
for me, just seeing him in a villain role is very exciting. And
Mm,
not really like a super villain, but
mm,
he is gonna be
agree.
insanely charismatic in that. So this
Mm-hmm.
film
Oh my
having
god.
so yeah, because people go like, when it first came out, like, how is Christopher Nolan going to make a movie that's interesting about like Oppenheimer, the creation of the atomic bomb? You get like a bunch of stars. So yeah, this movie
Yeah.
is gonna be incredible, I feel, and he probably will blow up an atom bomb. But anyway, let's go back to our bow and arrow guy, Hawkeye. So that was we can all agree that that end fight scene was incredible, right?
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
agreed. Yeah.
And I think we haven't done this since Loki. Let's give a shout out. For me, the directors of this episode were Bert and Bertie, and they also did the last week's episode. They can really do action well, if that makes sense, because it's for the first episode, episode 3 was very much entertaining action, but over here there's just so much it's very emotionally charged, right? If that makes sense. And it was very incredibly intense. Would you guys agree on that?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, these much
Yeah.
much better, I guess, than the first 2 episodes, if that makes sense, because the character work on Hawkeye is, I think, really interesting. But yeah, let's just quickly go through our usual love and hate once we got the star of the show, Yelena, if you will, out of the way. I'm gonna start with Mel first. What was the one aspect of this show that you love and you can't say Florence Pugh?
Uh, I don't know. I just really like how I feel like this is it's really hard. I mean, like once you throw Florence Pugh in the equation, it's kind of hard to find something else that really stood out for me. But I just really liked how we're really trying to put Kate in the really like, I don't know, she's being put in the deeper situation
Where is
right
the
now where she
situation?
really has to like fight and do all of that. I really like her outfit, by the way, and her bow and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
as well. I quite like
Yes.
that. So I think that really, I feel like a lot of the female outfits nowadays in the MCU era is actually really stunning in my opinion, and I just really like that the
Mhm.
color suited Haley Steinfeld as well.
Wanda's outfit. Oh,
Oh, I love Wanda's outfit too. Oh,
Mm.
that's
Sylvie also looks pretty
perfection.
cool.
Yeah.
Wanda's the best. Wanda is the best.
I think I think Fez is a bit off the deep end in the words of Lady Gaga, so I'm gonna give it to Jang first to
Stop.
give what you loved, and no Yelena, please.
No,
No,
Yelena, yeah.
I really like that scene with Kate and Hawkeye when they were trying to
Mm.
do their own Christmas.
Yes,
I
yes, yes, yes.
I
Ooh,
don't know
yeah.
why
Oh.
it was
Oh.
so relatable. Like when Haley Steinfeld was talking about the boomerang arrows, like the arrows come back, and it's just like, but if it's an arrow coming back at you. So it's like, yeah, I don't know whether it's an engineering thing or that,
Exactly.
but because like in engineering it's like, oh, you fixed the problem, but you created another problem. So like, did you actually fix the problem, or what did you do?
I know
So-
the whole thing with the boomerang arrows make me think about like how Hawkeye has to face his past again, of how like the whole Ronin issue is all coming back. Like,
yeah.
oh, by the way, you did kill a bunch of people, so you're gonna have to face that now. Merry Christmas, by the way. But yeah.
yeah, I also like that, like the fact that Hawkeye is now like saying that he's admitting like he's doing this because it's
Mhm.
his fault, like he created Ronin and he needs to do this to protect his family. Like before, like the last few episodes, just like he just keeps blaming Kate. He's just like,
Yeah.
you lah, because of you. But then like but now he's like, yeah, I created him first, and
Yeah.
if I don't settle this now, they'll come after the family. So like I like that he's admitting, and like now I'm really feeling for him, like what Momo saying, like the post-traumatic stress over
Hey.
Yeah.
losing Black Widow. Like I felt it more in this episode. Like the last few I was like, oh, okay, but now it's really sinking in already. So yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
All right, cool. Fez, would you like to give what you loved?
Yeah, I really love what that they're bringing in Natasha's depth into Hawkeye's
Yes.
character. I feel like that depth of him feeling guilty about Natasha's death, it's adding more to Hawkeye as a character. And I think the part that stole the show was, you know, that scene where Kate was about to
The
fall
soundtrack?
off the cliff.
No,
Kate was about to
yeah,
fall
yeah,
off the
yeah, yeah.
cliff, and
Oh
Hawkeye
gosh, yeah.
The
grabbed
building.
Kate, and that is kind of
Mm.
parallel to what happened to Natasha, and just Hawkeye
Right.
just
The
like
trauma.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly, and how like he cannot do that again. He cannot like put other people in danger again. I think now he's understanding the responsibility of it all. And just to touch on quickly, I know Momo said do not cover Yelena, but I am very
I
excited
said
to
fine.
no, just one sentence.
I will
Just
make an
one. Oh my
exemption for
god,
my
just
favorite
one
student.
sentence.
Your favorite student.
I think it's just that really that short 1 second scene between Yelena and Kate Bishop. I can't wait to see like their relationship and
The
interaction
dynamic.
more. Yeah, that's all. I
Mm.
can't wait to see that. It just looks so interesting. Yeah.
After listening to what you both had to say about this episode, I just really feel like this episode was just really significant in regards to Hawkeye's character, because I mean, okay, generally he's known as like the least favorite Avenger. I felt like he was very like two-dimensional, really basic in regards to his like character, but now we just started to really add more depth to him as a person. You get to understand a lot more about his past rather than just him you know, prioritizing his family because he always misses home, etc. But yeah, everything like his past is catching up to him, and adding on Yelena, Black Widow's death, and Ronin, everything. I think it's really trying to paint him as a bigger Avenger than
Rich.
he really is. Yeah, becoming a really rich.
Hey.
He has a richer profile now, I would say.
No, I meant the bigger Avenger. That bit was like, oh, can I just say it's very funny? I'm gonna call this episode the drinking episode because we seem to be drinking a lot, everyone. But that's good. That
Yeah.
means we have stay hydrated. Very good. But I'm
Stay
just gonna
hydrated.
expand on all your points. For me, it really solidified that I think this show's at its best when it focuses on Clint Barton. Because I think last time we said the dynamic between Kate and Clint's pretty good, but over here I just thought, oh man, the way they just expand on, and I think that's what I love about all these Disney Plus shows, for Wanda, it's about dealing with the grief of losing the grief of losing vision and going through her ordeal, her life, that sort of thing. And for Falcon, it's about dealing with a world without Steve and the mantle and institutional racism in America. And for Loki, it's the identity crisis. And for Clint, and I think I'm feeling it a lot more than any of the other three shows personally, because I think we spent the longest amount of time with Clint for one, and the Black Widow movie really enriched their relationship. Seeing this from another perspective about the shot he didn't take. Because I remember when I was watching Black Widow, I was like, would have been really nice to see Budapest, but we do get a bit more of that flavor over here, and I just really found it extremely endearing. It really makes me sad that we didn't get more of Nat and Clint in the MCU. And like one of my favorite moments in Endgame was as they're going to Vormir and they have that look to each other, full of kind of just this wonder, I guess, and pure friendship of, oh, this is nothing like Budapest. I can't remember the line. Jen, can you help me? What was the line they said to each other when they were time traveling
This
through
is
space?
a long way from Budapest.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
there we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you for coming.
Jeng, are
I
you
got
sure
it
you
all
didn't
wrong.
write this script? I feel like you should call on Tiffany notes every
Oh
single
my god.
quote.
Why are three of you raising your hands? What did I
No,
say
I
that was
just
wrong?
wanna
But
say,
anyway, then
take a
another
sh-
thing, just
take
one
a
more
shot
thing.
every
I'm
time
gonna.
Momo says.
What?
Take a shot every time Momo says he wants to quote something from Endgame.
Yes. Oh my god,
That's
why
all I
that's
wanna
so true.
Continue.
Wait, what did I say? You broke out something from Endgame.
Not
Take a
that, the
shot.
Budapest quote, lah. Yeah.
No, let's like basically
Oh.
take
Yeah,
a
like you
shot
quote
every
you-
time Momo quotes something from Endgame. Like, 'cause
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just want to talk about Endgame.
It's a great movie. Okay,
It is.
I
a
just love how
great
they're
movie.
building off it, but and just how much they're adding to Nat. You know what really triggered me when the Conjuring lady, when I'm sorry, Vera Farmiga, I'm calling you the Conjuring,
Conjuring lady.
when when she says to Clint, like, yeah, being the best doesn't mean shit if you die, and I'm just like, if you think about it, she died because she was the best. She died because she was able to beat Hawkeye. So I was like,
Oh yeah.
you don't even know. So I really hope that everyone knows the sacrifice that Natasha did, not just because she died in battle. She died because she was able to best Clint Barton in battle. She went yeet off that building. Put some respect on that name. She should not have died. It's very sad.
Mm.
Clint should have yeeted himself off. But anyway, I digress. Let's go with Jang first.
No, I just wanted
What else
to
did you have to add?
add on to your point, the one about Clint, like when he was talking to his wife. I like how his wife and his family are so,
My wife.
yeah, but they're so used to it already. Like she's just like, oh, you need help finding that watch.
Yeah.
Okay, and then like she knows like she can't talk around the kids, so she starts speaking in German, and then the kids also are like, yeah, she's speaking in German, she's speaking to dad. So, so like they're just so used to it, and just seeing that is like, yeah, Clint knows what he's doing. It's all like, yeah, like he's been doing this a long time.
Yeah, it adds to it. Like it's storytelling, and it just tells you so much more without having to go exposition dump. But yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't know if this will ruin the mood, but what Momo said about Hawkeye being a
What?
great show, I disagree. For me
What?
personally, I wanted to say at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, even though I did like that part about Hawkeye, I didn't like the episode. I felt it was slow and mediocre and stationary. And I just wanted, for me, I just
She sounds so
for me,
scared.
I just yeah, I am like so terrified because like we just came off a good end, but then I don't know, I just feel like this I really want this show to add more growth and character development with Hawkeye. Because for me personally, it's been very, very slow. That's my problem. Even with episode 4 of Loki, you can see his character growth, that he's not the person that he is, and he doesn't want to betray the people he loves anymore. So, and also in Loki, like in that show, he's completely different from what he was in the MCU. And I feel that right now I'm just seeing Hawkeye the same as he was in the MCU. And I don't know, I just feel that
That's
it's
fair.
just been quite slow, even Falcon and Winter Soldier in episode 4, that horrifying scene at the end, like that just kind of shake the dynamics. Even
The beheading.
WandaVision, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, even WandaVision at the end of episode 4, that just shook everything. So the fact that this episode was just slow, and like we're still, for me personally, there's just
More of the
not enough.
same.
Yeah, it's more of the same. I just want
That's fair.
more. Yeah, that's what I have to say.
I want more. I want to
Exactly.
have a Marvel
I
show with a good episode 4. I want to. But yeah,
I feel like
don't copyright Disney.
episode 4 is such a cursed like episode when it comes to Marvel at this point.
What?
But
Why?
I
What if was it's, you mean? Uh-huh.
Huh?
I personally like, I understand where Fess is coming from, because it's something that I talked to the both of you before recording. I was like, I don't know, I just felt like Hawkeye personally, I do understand how like the slow nature of it all would kind of throw you off a bit, because honestly I've not been concentrating as much as I should have. But I'm giving like a benefit of the doubt, because I feel like maybe the change to Hawkeye's character will come after Yelena really steps into the picture and everything catches up with him. I'm just like crossing my fingers, because I get it, because he's kind of like plain at this point. And the one thing I kind of want to see, I'm probably going to jump into like a later segment that Momo is hoping to bring up for the rest of this episode, but I'm just really hoping that this show wouldn't really exactly center around Kate as much, because I do feel like we're kind of like edging towards that direction. And I don't know, I just want more of the focus to be on Hawkeye rather than Kate, as something that I've kind of complained about in the previous episode as well, as to how I just feel like I still don't really get why she would be here. I still don't want her to be here as
I know.
much. Like, I get it, but I also go like, eh? I want it to be more about Hawkeye.
I paid for Hawkeye, not Kate Bishop. But I like how there's a, not to make this issue about our gender, but I like how the two ladies Hawkeye hasn't really developed, and the boys are like, hey, my boy,
My
Hawkeye.
boy.
I feel like for me, for me, I'm seeing one of the lines that really stood out to me was, when Kate said, "You got to wear your heart on your sleeve." I'm seeing that evolution with Hawkeye as he
Yeah.
opens up, from like this grump to someone trying to connect with the
Grump.
world again. And I find
Right.
that really endearing, as well as having to deal with a lot of, as we said, the PTSD of his past. And I'm just excited to see that evolution. And I really hope they do justice to Natasha and let the world know of what she did for the universe and that sacrifice. So,
Mm.
yeah, that to me is why I like the show. But I understand what Fez means, because episode 4 usually changes the dynamics. We all go, whoa, here we just like, oh, we add Yelena. But
Yeah,
to me,
exactly.
this show doesn't take itself that seriously, that I'm not so invested in the drama, but more so I'm enjoying the entertainment value in it. So when I got a bit more of that drama here, I was like, but at the same time, we still have those LARP people, and we still have that fun dynamic at the end. And
Yeah, the
also
LARP
just another
people.
one,
Jeez.
the LARP. You don't like them, do you? The LARP.
Well, they're just in New York with fake sauces. Even Kate is like,
Same,
what the hell?
same.
I guess that's why with Loki, we're just like building and building and building. With same with WandaVision and Falcon. Here, just I'm much more relaxed in that space where I'm just absorbing it. So I'm not that like, oh, give me more. But I can understand your frustrations per se. But I like how we just mended this into one thing you love, one thing you hate. But Jang, do you have like a overview of this episode on where you stand? Choose a side.
Where I stand? If I
You
have to
stand
choose
with
from
more
like
with me,
best
right?
show
Yeah.
ever and worst show ever, I say still best show ever. But
Ooh,
I
worst
do
show
agree
ever.
with what I agree with what Fez said, like about the slowness of it, because like after I watched it twice actually. The first time I watched it, I was like,
Wow.
no, they did a very like TV show thing where they show Yelena and then she just fucked off. So
Mm.
like I was
Recap?
like, you ended there, but but yeah. So then after she jumped off the roof and fucked off, I was like, where did we get to like in this whole episode? So then I had to watch it again. I was like, oh okay, we got some development, but overall the movement like of the story like of like finding Maya and finding the watch. Like not it wasn't moving really fast, you know. I mean, it's kind of just like we spent the whole
Okay.
episode on the watch, and even when they
Mm.
did get the watch, they haven't like analyzed the watch or anything. They're
Yeah,
just like, oh, watch, got it.
exactly.
So yeah, hasn't really moved, but yeah.
I just want to also say Mel was on the spot correct when she said that Yelena will end show in at the end of season episode 4 will appear really solid in episode. That's the negative-ish. I just was quite shocked that I was just quite shocked that when Kate found out in this episode that Hawkeye was Ronin.
Ronin.
Yeah, I wish she was more startled and confused by it, since Hawkeye is a hero, and the fact that Hawkeye is actually this,
Sure, yeah.
yeah, like this twist, and the fact that he like this
Yeah.
twisted villain, like that scene and that reveal could have like, and that they could have really built on the betrayal to bring more depth to both Hawkeye and Kate. I just felt that like there was a missed opportunity to really build the depth in that. Yeah.
To me, but I feel like
think
she
that-
already kind of knew, yeah, or she was piecing it all together. So for me, that
Mm.
confrontation worked really well. But it's very interesting. We saw the same content, but we have two different reactions. That's kind of beautiful, I think. Art, film is an art. But yeah, sorry, Mel.
I think that would have been really interesting to see how that would like impact Kate's character, as well as this like, you know, huge ass betrayal. Like, oh my god, he's not that superior I envision him to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
I don't know. I thought that confrontation, like just the whole gray area that superheroes have to learn to operate in. And obviously, when the mom becomes bad, I mean, at this point, it's a given, isn't it? That she's going to have to understand
Yeah.
that the world isn't black and white.
True, yeah.
Everything sort of operates in the gray area. So that's why I think it really works for me. Oh my God, we really just covered like one thing we love, one thing we hate, and we went into
All in one go.
analysis. No, that we
Getting
haven't
good at
gone.
this.
No, we haven't touched. We haven't gone into depth with the content since Loki. I feel like there's nothing in depth to go to with What If except like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, I
party
agree.
Thor, stupid. So that makes me really happy, Jenny. That was my Forrest Gump impression. But, yeah, sorry, Fez.
I just wanted to add, I don't know if you guys have heard about this on the internet or somewhere, but
On the
Hawkeye
internet.
Hawkeye has been reported as the lowest
The least
viewership show in the MCU, according
Yeah.
to it's
Yeah, it
it's
is.
40%
Like half or something.
behind Loki. Yeah, it's also
I'm not
yeah,
surprised.
it's 5-day premiere. Its 5-day premiere is lagging behind Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision, but I mean it's still fine because Hawkeye did reach 1.5 million views in its first episode, so it's still fine. Just
That's fine.
not
See,
as
here's the there's
hyped
an
as
issue here
other shows.
with a lot of this metrics. It's a bit weird because the only person who knows how many people viewed it is Disney Plus, and they don't release that information to the public, so it's a bit murky. But still, if we assume all else being equal, we analyze it. I'm not surprised because there's not much of a hook here, and I think this show will be more bingeable maybe during the holidays. It's the end of the year. People are trying to get busy with stuff compared with like WandaVision. That was the first Marvel show, the first content that we've had in a long time. And then that came out with Falcon. Everyone was in a pandemic, if that makes sense, during January to March. Now everyone's going out, so I'm not surprised. But what do you guys attribute, Mel and Jen? Are you surprised by Hawkeye's lower turnout?
I think it might actually
political
pick up.
analysis.
I think it might actually pick up by the end, because like I have a lot of friends who want to watch, but they're like, I don't really care. So he's like, I think I'll just wait until the whole thing is out and watch it in one go. So I was like, oh, okay. But then like so maybe once the finale has happened and the whole show is done, then maybe everyone will flood in or something. But quite sad
When
actually.
Kingpin shows up
But
in the next episode and Daredevil in No Way Home.
oh yeah. No Way
Yeah,
Home
oh my
actually
God.
halfway
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah.
they just feel fan the
No,
fire. Let's go.
okay, but I want to wrap up this discussion of Hawkeye because we have people who just rewatched TASM 2 and Mel's latest thing. But I just want to ask, so who does that watch belong to? Who do we think it belongs to? Because I have a theory that I stole from the internet. It's really good. But does anyone have any guesses?
So proud, stole it from
Oh
me.
my God.
I stole it.
Yes.
Giving credit when it's due.
I don't want to sound like I'm not I don't want to act like I'm smarter than I actually am. I'm not but Fez?
I don't know. I think we might have the same theory because we also stole it from the internet. It might be
Say in 3, 2, 1. Mama?
Mom. Yeah,
Mama.
Mama.
The wife, yeah.
Yeah, because she spoke in German and people are implying that she spoke in German when she spoke in. But I still think it's Kingpin. I don't know why. It's between those two for me.
No, and the thing is, why else would Hawkeye be so invested in a watch, right? Because it
Yeah.
might, and like the wife used to be an agent or whatnot, so that was her cover. I think that's the most interesting theory. But Jang, Mel, any thoughts on hearing that theory for the first time? It's the wife. It makes sense, right?
Genius.
It's mine.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes so much sense because like why would Hawkeye care so much about the watch? Like a lot of stuff was stolen. Like the Ronin suit, the sword, there's so much stuff that got stolen, but he's only focusing on the watch. Like what else did they sell? They sold like some display item, I don't know lah, but like
a lot of swords, I remember.
Yeah, a lot of swords. But like he really doesn't give a shit.
Iron
Like the
Man's-
only one that he cares about is the watch. So
Mhm.
yeah, definitely connected some
the
in some way.
follicles of Iron Man's hair, but next week we're probably gonna get Kingpin. I think at this point, the actor playing Kingpin is just making it so obvious. But whatever, let's end this discussion on Hawkeye because a movie is coming out in like 5 days. Holy
Yeah.
shit! The most anticipated.
So happy.
Holy fuck! And I'm just really happy because we have people who just rewatch the films. I've rewatched Homecoming. I remember Far From Home really well because I watched it like 2 months ago. But Mel is a
Hi.
newbie to the MCU. So now you can say you've seen all this. You can say you've seen all the Spider-Man movies lah. So yeah, just some quick thoughts. What do you think of Homecoming and Far From Home? Because a lot of Spider-Man fans, like our good friend Dinesh, is like, I do not like the film because Spider-Man is Spider-Boy or something swinging compared to the epicness. But for me, just my quick thoughts. I love those films because they're different to the original ones. But yeah, please, Mel, your thoughts on the films.
The main reason as to why it's taken me so long to get into the MCU Spider-Man is because I've always been so stubbornly loyal to the originals, the ones that I grew up with, the Tobey Maguire, etc. Like it took me a while to get into Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man as well. So then when it came to the MCU's one, I was like, I don't know if I could like take that switch because I'm still very much in love with the original. But exactly like what you said, I really actually enjoyed Homecoming and Far From Home. It's just so different. And even though it's Spider Boy and it's not exactly Spider-Man, but
he will become Spider-Man by the end of this movie. At the end of the movie we're about to watch, he will become Spider-Man.
I felt that this was like such a perfect portrayal of Spider-Man, like the way, like the innocence of his youth and just him being a young boy, like learning the ropes like from scratch. Like, I just really enjoyed that, and I think it gave a really refreshing touch to a Marvel superhero, and it's just really nice to see his growth and how we had Happy and like Iron Man being his like dads as well, and I just really like that chemistry. And because he's so young, it gives a lot of opportunities to play around his character to make him like really like funny and aloof and comedic at the same time as kind of like really epic, and he's like really smart too. So I really like, it's just like a perfect combination of everything you want in an action movie. So I'm like, Homecoming was so good.
Home has really good. Yeah.
And then
Far From Home, I thought had really great action.
Oh, it was
the action
so
was incredible
good.
in that film.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so trippy as well.
Yeah,
Can I say it was really trippy? And I remember thinking after Homecoming, I was like, oh, nothing can beat this. But they actually did Far From Home really well. And I'm just so hyped for No Way Home now. I literally can't wait.
But I'm gonna pass it to Jang first because Homecoming, I believe, if I remember correctly, is your favorite Spider-Man film, yeah?
Ooh.
Homecoming, really?
I
Oh,
I
I
think you
didn't know
said
that.
Homecoming.
Like, huh?
I did not know it was my. I thought you loved
Uh,
Homecoming the most. Am I wrong?
I rewatched
What did you? What?
the Tobey Maguire
Oh, you rewatch. Just see,
Spider-Mans
it's
Oh,
not
again,
fair.
and
It's not
yeah.
fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. Before you rewatch, you like Homecoming. I'm still correct. We are friends.
so triggered.
Oh.
No, but no, yes, kind of going off Dinesh's point, the one the Spider Boy thing. Like, I do like that for the new Spider-Man because like we've seen the whole
Yeah.
bitten by the spider, Uncle Ben die, and we've seen that whole thing over and over again. Like this time, they completely don't care about the spider and Uncle Ben.
Mm.
They just get things rolling, and yeah, it's like a completely different side, like because we've seen Spider-Man 3 times, so like they need to do something different. They can't
Five
just keep
technically. With
Yeah.
with the
oh
Amazing
god.
Spider-Man, 5 fucking times. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like with Batman, you know how like the parents die in the end. Like even in Joker, remember the movie Joker? Like, why do we need to
Again.
keep watching his parents die? I know they die. So like yeah, I really like that the Tom Holland
So your
Spider-Man
favorite
is
would be
different,
Spider-Man
but
2? If you had to
hmm,
choose one,
I'm
Spider-Man
I'm
2.
I'm watching. I watched two yesterday, and I do like two a lot. But at the same time, it's I don't know.
It's
It's
too drama. It's too sad.
Yeah.
He's just getting
yeah.
picked on. But that's
No, not the
that's why I
the
like it.
logic is not there. Not logic. I mean like
Oh.
the Spider-Man himself doesn't make sense. Like the suit, how it's
Oh.
like
What do you
sometimes you
mean? Why he
can.
just has no powers?
No, he looks really buff, like when he's in the Spider-Man suit.
Oh,
But then, like when he's walking around, he's just a skinny little shit. So I don't understand, like what when he puts on the suit, he's suddenly like, oh, so it doesn't make and like the wet blood doesn't make sense. So like the newer Spider-Mans make much more sense, like with the he
Yeah.
has the refill
okay, we
along
get
the
it. You study engineering.
engineering,
Oh.
but yeah, like not but
Can
like
I
also
just
like
say,
overall
on
the
that, yeah.
suit, like even the Tom Holland suit, like it fits like it not Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland, their suits fit better, like it
Yeah.
looks more realistic. The Tobey Maguire one is just like wow, suddenly damn buff.
Looks
So
like a stunt double, maybe.
yeah,
The
that's
thing
the
is,
only thing that annoys me.
he doesn't get the chance to be expressive in the suit. You get what I mean?
Yes,
Like
yes, like
he
with
kind of just looks
Yeah.
like a block sometimes.
yeah, but with Tom
With
Holland
the
Spider-Man,
eyes,
you
it's
know
all
how
about the
yeah
eyes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah. So
but can I just have one thing? Okay, I'll just say one thing because of time. But you know, in Far From Home, one of the scenes that always made me roll my eyes. You know what it was? When Happy goes to what's his name? What's his name? Spider-Man, the main character. Like Tony was my best
What's his
friend,
name?
and I was like,
no.
Tony was my, and I was just like, I don't think Tony thinks of you more than a glorified driver bodyguard. I'm just
Oh,
like,
okay.
really? You? I felt so like I was just like, that is really funny. But Fez, you just rewatched TASM 2.
Oh my god. Don't get me
I don't think it's
started on
horrible.
it.
Can I just? But what did you think about what I said?
Did you
Like
rewatch
me, because
it?
I was
I'm just
rewatching it as well. Yeah,
when did you
I did.
rewatch?
That's why I
What
had that idea. The day I sent the message, like on Monday, I think. It
oh
was
wow.
Monday. Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday.
So
On
so that
Wednesday.
so
No, the
quite
idea.
recent. No, you can go first.
No,
Yeah.
but I didn't really watch it. But just imagine if Spider-Man had to deal with, like having let down Max. You get what I mean? There's something really powerful there, I feel. Like a person who looked up to him now wants to kill him. There's something there, but in the movie, just like comedy, like, what's your name again? Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Max.
Oh my god, this
But
movie.
give us more on your hatred for TASM 2,
This
please. Let the
movie,
hate flow through you.
it's just so congested. They're just trying to say, and they're trying to say and do so many things at the same time that I can't keep up. Like they also add in irrelevant characters like Harry and Norman. Like they weren't even part of
Oh,
it, and they just suddenly they
you're a
added so
fraud, Spider-Man.
suddenly they just added it, and it's just like okay, we're supposed to care about them now. And the fact that they wanted to add more. So they wanted to add, I think Momo knows this, they wanted to add
Oh, the
Peter's dad was
father.
alive, and they wanted to add Mary Jane, played by Shailene Woodley. It was just, I'm like, oh my god, it was, I don't know why it was worse than I imagined. It was just awful. Like, don't watch it. I mean,
Wait,
watch the
but
2-minute
how?
version on
I
TikTok.
think I think there's some redeeming qualities to it. Like I think Andrew Garfield can act. I think Gwen Stacy is,
Mm.
their relationship is really cute. But okay, now I'm gonna tie it to Hawkeye. At the end of Hawkeye, when Kate kind of goes like, "It's my choice to stay here."
Oh
Remember
yes,
that?
yes,
Mhm,
yeah.
yeah.
See, I thought that scene was very reminiscent of the one in TASM 2 with Gwen Stacy, but Gwen Stacy's one was just kind of dumb. Like, no, this is my choice, Peter. I choose to die. Woohoo! I thought Kate Bishop actually sold that really well, although one
True.
actor has an Academy Award. But obviously, when we were all kids, remember the death scene, right? When Gwen
Oh
Oh my
Stacy
yeah.
gosh.
died. We all remember
The
That
that,
was
right?
quite good.
That
Oh
really
yeah,
was
That was
splash,
quite
affecting.
good.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
the
yeah. That was
slow-mo in that
that
as
was like,
well.
oh, that was painful.
Which is what I'm like really excited
But
for No Way Home
uh,
as well, because how the scene of
I really
MJ
hope she shows
falling
up.
is like,
I really like
oh, I love that, yeah.
That'd
and
be cool.
Mm.
but you guys also, I think we've covered this before, but one of the, like, it just shows how great Kevin Feige is, because when the whole Sony hack leak happened, basically they showed Kevin Feige the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and they just wanted like his opinion and notes, and he has like so many notes that you're just like, look, he literally says there are too many storylines, need to set up the power plan, seems like the movie switches POVs a lot, don't think Peter would lie to Gwen about sirens, why this is just so funny, why do we need a year to pass? No, one of the weirdest, don't need Aunt May in the kitchen, don't show New Yorkers leaking. Oh my god,
What?
can I just come to this point? That scene with the planes is so fucking funny. Like,
It's so dumb, right?
no, dude, I love the scene. I mean, I'm just looking at it as a comedy now. My favorite one is like when Aunt May just goes like, "All right, let's get back to work, people." Like,
Oh yeah, that one is like, oh my god.
no, dude, I think if you're looking Fez, but if you just look at it as a comedy, it's like I think it's hilarious.
it's-
Like one of my favorite bits has to be Dane DeHaan as Green Goblin. Like initially he's so dark and brooding, but then like at the end he's just like Bazinga, romance or horror. Just like what the fuck is this movie? It is all over the place, but whatever. It's like Batman and Robin, if it makes sense. But yeah, Fez is out of control. But
I
any
hate
thoughts?
no, but do you remember? Did you like the score on this? Like when Electro did his all like boom boom boom.
Oh,
So cringy. Oh my god.
Okay,
The
wait a
dubstep.
minute. I actually like that score though.
The dubstep, the
Yeah. As a kid, I
it's not
actually
bad.
used to listen to that score as I was doing my work. I actually liked that score.
Wait, but Momo, you rewatched it on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
So like, do you remember when he was fighting in the grid? So like Electro like was
Mhm.
like moving
Boom,
and
boom,
it's
boom,
on
itsy bitsy
Netflix.
spider, right?
I was like so dumb. I was like, oh my god, like you like seriously. I just felt that was so juvenile. But I just want to add, I didn't know about this until like
Uh-huh.
watching like the credits for all the Spider-Mans. Like I didn't know Kevin Feige produced the three original Spider-Mans, right?
He's been here since 2001. He's produced X-Men.
Yeah, he produced the original three
He's been around for a
Spider-Man.
long time. Yeah.
And
been
the
here the
but he
whole
wasn't
time?
like
Spider-Man.
he was just, if I understand it, he was just there like in the, because when you're a producer on a movie, it can mean what is it, being active from the beginning to the end, or it can mean like Steven Spielberg in the Transformers movies where he just slaps his name on it to give some, because he had an idea. So but
Oh.
if we want to like praise Kevin Feige for being great, you don't become a Marvel villain. You don't Marvel villain. You don't become the producer that he is without the years of experience. So he's seen Fantastic
Yeah.
Four. He's been there since Spider-Man 3. He's seen everything. That's why the MCU works, because his instincts and the formula is just right. But I see Mel is an Electro fan, but yeah, he's coming back in the new one. What do you think of the blue going back to yellow? Are you excited to see him? He looks menacing in this one, don't you think? In the new one?
Menacing.
Excited. Could you imagine how it would be like if they actually bring back the character soundtracks for each
that'd be
villain in this
cool.
movie, but kind of like remastered or like reimagined?
that would
That would
Can
be
I
cool.
leak? Can I leak something?
Yeah.
Yeah, go
It's
ahead.
not big leak, but no, it's not that bad. But basically, Doc Ock's gonna be in the movie. So the leaked soundtrack came out, and you can hear Doc Ock's theme. So like, no, that's Sandman's Wonder. How does Doc Ock's theme go off? But you can hear
Ask
some of the
Jang, he
themes.
might
So.
remember. Cool.
Jang, do you remember
Oh
how?
my god.
I know the Sandman theme is the one that you sang. Tan tan tan.
Yeah. Doctor,
That's cool.
what's his? I watched the movie yesterday. I should actually remember. No, I really don't know. Holy, oh,
The Tritium, but wait, okay, but just really quickly, everyone say their favorite Spider-Man movie. I'm gonna go me first. I'm gonna say Spider-Man 2. It's just it is a drama at the end of the day, and just seeing, I like superhero movies that deconstruct and question the idea of what it means to be a superhero.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, it's just right up my alley. And it just I feel aged better with time. And it's really campy in a good way. Like it has those you know, the cringy elements, but they're not cringy, if that makes sense. Like the scene where he's like raindrops are falling on my head. And then they do that scene where
Transitions.
they show
Yeah.
the trend. It is so funny, but it's so ballsy at the same time that you're just like respect. And just the payoff, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, of that MJ and Peter, finally revealing himself. Oh, it's so beautiful. A beautiful, beautiful film. And also, I'll just say Aunt May is a little shit in that movie, in Spider-Man 2.
Oh.
No, when she goes, when Peter tells the truth, like, oh, I was there when Uncle Ben died, and she just goes up the stairs. What is she going to
She
do?
just
Stare at
leaves.
the wall? I don't know, but that is so funny. But yeah, Mel, your favorite? Which is your favorite? 1, 2, 3, TASM 1, TASM 2, Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home?
It's actually really hard for me to pick because like I haven't. It's been a while since I've touched the classics or like the earlier Spider-Man movies.
You must choose based on memory.
Um, I don't know. It's so hard. Well, I want
I'll
to say
see
the
if you can figure
originals,
out.
but like
Okay,
I want to say originals, but I'm
which
kind of
one?
like really sick and tired of like Mary Jane screaming
Yeah.
all
Oh
the time.
yes.
So that's the only thing that's really putting me off. But it has a lot of iconic scenes, like the train and everything. But you know
Oh, be
what?
careful, he's a hero. Oh, so good.
Yeah, I know.
Spider-Man
But you
2?
know,
Team Spider-Man 2. All
yeah,
right, Jang.
yeah,
How
I'll go
about
with
you?
that.
1, 2, 3, TASM 1,
No,
TASM
yeah,
2?
I guess Spider-Man 2, like you say, it's aged better with time because like a lot of the story, like the whole like identity crisis was kind of went over my head when I was younger. I just like, I want to watch Spider-Man beat up Doc Ock. But like this
Where's
one,
the
I'm just like,
octopus?
holy
Where
shit!
is
No wonder
where's the
he's been
Italian?
having problems and now he's okay with Mary Jane. And then I'm like, oh, okay, there's
He's
a
dealing with
reason.
depression.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh
Yeah, it's
shit.
crazy. It's very deep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but last time I just saw Ray
But
he
I'm
drops
just
piece of gold. That's all I remember. So like,
falling on my head.
so like
And the hot
now,
dog.
yeah. So now I understand like what's going on. But like Mel said, just
You are developed.
the Mary Jane screaming, Jesus.
All the
Like when
time.
I was watching it, and then my mom
Jesus.
just came in and was like,
Yeah.
"Who is screaming?" so like yeah, ayo, she's kind of like, but yeah,
It
I
feels
guess Spider-Man
gratuitous,
2 is
especially like in
the most complicated one, like the most yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Which
Yeah.
and I was really triggered when I saw Fez's story, like Spider-Man 2 slightly overrated. I was like,
Yeah.
play the Venom soundtrack. Da, 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 da.
Uh,
But yeah, which is your favorite, having rewatched
but
most or all of them? Yeah.
honestly, I am quite glad you brought this up, and I'm glad everyone contributed on like why Spider-Man 2 is the greatest for you guys, because I didn't really understand it, but once you guys brought your points about how Peter dealt with a lot, I can understand why now.
Depression.
Why, yeah, I can understand why now it's like why it's the best. But for me, I know I just really, really
She's
pissed
gonna say
off.
Far From Home, I feel.
No, it's the Amazing
The first one.
Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh,
Like
that's
for me, like
Oh.
dun 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 dun.
I
Na na na
yeah.
na na na.
When I rewatched it, I think Monday or Tuesday, like that for me, that was my Spider-Man. Like the original Spider-Man, I watched as a kid once, and that was it. But the Amazing Spider-Man, I just I remember that was the movie I really fell in love with. I was just so attached to it. All the nostalgia came back. It was simple. It was just simple. Andrew Garfield was really great, and I just love also compared to Mary Jane that kept screaming for the original three. I like how Gwen is really helps with Spider-Man. Like Gwen and Peter are like a team. So I felt like that dynamic and relationship really brought the movie to a whole. Yeah, for me, the Amazing Spider-Man for me is like it's my Spider-Man movie. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like the Gwen and Andrew Garfield, their relationship is so much better than Mary Jane
And
and
yeah.
Yeah, because
And
MJ
Peter.
is really it's just really like it's just back and forth and back and forth, and then
Mm.
like drama but like with Gwen, I don't know, maybe their chemistry is just better or something. They just
The chemistry,
Yeah.
they're really
belong
cute
together.
together.
So
Yeah.
when like
Yeah.
Gwen died at the end,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Oh, that was
No,
a
no, no,
huge
Gwen.
like
Please don't go,
yeah.
Gwen.
Yeah.
no, like that's why the ending of Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 was so amazing.
So
But like
amazing. Yeah.
No,
no, but
I mean when they did not have this,
Yeah.
no, it's just cause of the no when
the
Harry
death.
like grabbed her, I was like, oh my god, like now we're getting interesting,
The
like with
Nick.
the whole Electro fight. It's like, yeah, I was just like, yeah, okay, then
Mm.
they're gonna kill him somehow, and like yeah, I didn't care. But then when he picked up Gwen, I was like, oh shit, like here we go, and then like it's like really intense inside the clock tower, and then
It's
like
done well. The action scene's done
Yeah.
really well.
yeah, and like
Mm.
especially when she hit the bottom, you're like, oh, is she dead? Is she dead? And then you see the blood. Oh, okay, she's dead. She's gone.
She's dead.
Yeah, she gone. But like, yeah, the Andrew Garfield and Gwen Stacy relationship
Gwen Stacy
is
dynamic.
the best so far.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
just say a bit more about the Amazing Spider-Man. I really did like that film when I was watching it. I mean, it's a bit okay. I'll just say the two things I really dislike. Number one is the milk.
What?
What
The
milk?
2 cent milk. The 2 cent milk. Like Uncle Ben really died because 2 cents of
Oh.
milk.
Oh,
Like,
Oh yes,
it's
yes,
Oh,
yes.
how
I
sorry
oh.
is that?
remember. Yeah,
That
yeah.
whole thing is so fucking dumb. Like you gotta pay 2 cents. You got a penny. I take a
Yeah,
penny.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
you
I
take a penny.
agree.
It's like, hey kids, stop it. I was like, what? Like the one with it's just so dumb. And then just seeing Uncle Ben just fumble with the gun, like, it's
oh
just
my
like,
gosh,
what the
yeah.
fuck? It is so bad. And then the line where, just see, I really like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and dealing with the idea of the parents because that's something new and the relationship with Kurt Connors. But for me, the crane scene is just like, oh, that's sweet. It's just
Oh
like
yeah, that kind of
Yeah,
tickles
scene.
my
yeah.
bone. Like, yeah, but the stuff they do where they've done it all before, like I
Yeah,
think I've
yeah.
seen this film before, and it's just done so poorly. Just the fumbling of
Like,
the gun. Oh, he's got a gun. It's like,
No, like he was like,
what the
hey.
fuck?
yeah.
It's so bad. But
Yeah, I do. I want to point on Momo's point because what he says is quite true about the Amazing Spider-Man. Especially the part that made me roll my eyes the most was when Uncle Ben was telling Peter off. He was just basically saying with great power.
responsibilities. Oh,
He was just saying with great power comes with great
and you have a
responsibility.
responsibility to do those
It,
things.
it's just the same thing, but just in a completely worded differently. That just
It's
rolled
it
my eyes, yeah.
yes, and it just goes around in a circle. But I'll just say I'm
Yeah.
really happy that Aunt May got her eggs at the end.
Oh yeah, that was
Oh
really
yeah, that was
funny.
sweet.
No, that
that
smile.
was
He's just like,
It's
I got
sweet.
it. I
Oh.
got it. Yeah, but
But-
I guess that's in terms of the suit, the amazing for personally like the
The
Amazing
eyes.
Spider-Man's, no, just the whole suit. I really just don't like it. Like the Tobey Maguire one is nice.
Ah.
The new ones are
Classic.
yeah,
Mhm,
nice
yeah,
as well. But
classic.
that one was the weirdest. Like in Amazing Spider-Man 2, they changed it and it looked better. But
Mhm.
for I don't know why the first Amazing Spider-Man is
It's
it
very
just
dark,
didn't.
right?
Yeah, it's very dark. Not like I was watching like some explanation like why. I just had to know why you do this. But they're saying like they wanted it to look as homemade as possible. They wanted it to look like something someone could make, and like the eyes are from sunglasses or something, and then like the suit is like some sort of spandex you can buy easily, and like the way he gets the logo on is like a really easy process or something, but like it just didn't come out nice. So like yeah, I didn't like the costume for Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah.
Mm.
Costume wise, the new one looked really nice. Like the black one that Spider-Man has in this one,
yeah.
that
Oh,
looks
I
really
really
sick.
like that one.
Yes.
Night Monkey.
And the gold. No, not the Far From Home one. The one that you see in the
The-
trailer, the
the
one
No
with
Way
the
Home
gold
one, right?
streaking.
Oh, that,
Oh,
Oh, the
yeah?
gold
that
streaks,
looks
yes,
so
those are
good.
nice.
That one
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah.
I don't like the Night Monkey one because it's just so basic. It's just like a black suit
It
with
does.
nothing for me.
Yeah,
But
It does. It does.
it's fun. It has some good humor, but
Mhm.
it just has nothing to add. But with that, the
True.
next time we meet next Friday, we are going to be talking about our reactions to No Way Home. So
Exciting! Oh my god,
and
can't wait.
I feel like we had a really great show today. So yeah, thank you all for listening. If you have made it this long, this is Momo signing off for Fez, Mel, and Jang. Subscribe, like our videos, and all that good stuff. See you next week where we're going to talk about No Way Home, probably for 2 hours. We're gonna have to like section it out.
Oh
'cause
dear.
there's a lot to talk about.
Agreed, agreed.
Cool.
Thank you all. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Thank you,
再见，
guys.
谢谢你。
Thank you.